Some weeks on a health and wellness journey just suck. But I'm relieved to say that this week wasn't one of them. It is my week 47 GLP-1 Monjaro update. And last week I got hit by a freight train of health information that could have easily derailed my journey and would have in the past. And this week, I've been in a lot of my feelings dealing with some of the repercussions of that, but keeping my journey going. And I so happened to have a DEXA scan that was scheduled for yesterday. I had done one at the end of July and I booked it as a 2-for package. So I had booked this a while back to sort of do a baseline check for where I was. At the 6-month mark, I'll be honest, I wasn't totally thrilled with what I saw. I did not feel great about my health despite being down 50 on the scale. And so I wasn't sure what I was gonna find this time. But when I was done, the attendant was quite literally giddy to tell me the results. He said it was one of the best ones he'd ever seen. And so I'm pleased to report that in my last scan, I had over 12 pounds of visceral fat. That's the fat that surrounds your organs, and that's the stuff that can really complicate your health. And I've gone down half. I am at 6 pounds of visceral fat. Now that's not healthy, but the attendant said it was literally the biggest change he had ever seen in a 50-pound loss. So despite the loss, I was losing in spaces where it really mattered. My health is dramatically better than what it was in July, and I can only imagine what it was like last February. On top of that, and he said this is truly a miracle, I actually gained a pound of muscle. Yeah, I went up a pound of lean muscle. So all the stuff that people tell you about how GLP-1s just mean you're gonna lose muscle, it's not true. And I'll be honest with you, I am not someone who works out like a fiend. Generally what I do is 10 minutes of resistance training 3 times a week. And honestly, I kind of fell off for 2 months, and that was just sort of lifting suitcases and in hotel rooms. So I was expecting to have seen some muscle loss, but in fact, I had muscle gain. So I gained lean muscle mass and lost half of my visceral fat over the last 6 months. He was literally giddy to tell me this. And even now, I want to cry. I'm so proud of myself. Last week really sucked, but this week's really great. And so today I got in that thing on the floor. And let me just say up front, that is not the marker of health, but it is one way to mark some parts of this journey. And last week I was at 276.0, and today I was at 273.4. When I first got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I was sitting at 272. So I am literally 1 pound, 6 ounces away from being 100 pounds down since I was diagnosed. And so 1 year later, my blood pressure's down, my cholesterol's down, my A1C's in a normal range. I have lost over half of the visceral fat that was in my body. I've maintained my muscle, and this GLP-1 medication has been an absolutely crucial tool to making this happen and making me still be on this journey even when life throws me roadblocks like it did last week. I want to thank all of you for being with me on the journey, and I hope I've been with you as well. I'm sorry I'm a mess this week, but I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of you all too. I see what you're all doing. We are treating our disease. And we're gonna get there, folks.